almost falls down. Throws to the end zone. Owen! Owen! Owen!
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that, okay? But I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change, and it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in a gun, the throw on his left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 49! Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this fourth down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up, fighting. Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the house.
We're live. I'm nearly dead. I'm in some tooth pain. I don't know what to say about that, but other than I'm going to Mexico to have it fixed. I wish that was a joke, but that's the healthcare system in America. So we're here. It's the off season. I don't know.
Tiger just won the Masters.
Tiger won the fucking Masters. I have some probably just as shocking news for you. I've been doing stand-up.
You've been doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not wasting any time, huh?
No. Hey, man. I don't have much going on other than that.
You get any laughs?
Yeah, man. I
Yeah?
did. Yeah, I got a couple laughs.
Do you got a bit for us?
No, I'm not getting into that.
Why?
Why do people always do that? It's the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just stand here in a kitchen and fucking give you some stand up to 3 people. I'm sure it'll go way fucking perfect to make me look great.
300,000 people.
Yeah, well, whatever it is. No,
it doesn't matter how many are listening,
3
but
in the
live is
room.
3.
Yeah, for sure.
That's where it's awkward.
No. Yeah, but nevertheless, I think I did. I've been up 3 or 4 times. Rob saw my first time, maybe my second time.
How long are you up there for?
3-4 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
But
yeah, they're a little gray with how much time they give you.
Oh,
It's supposed to be 3 minutes.
I ran over 3.5 about.
Is that all you want? Like, are you ready to get down?
I wish, as long as I know what I'm doing, I would be more comfortable with doing more. Yes, for sure.
Why didn't you tell us? I might have came to one.
Because we didn't want you to come.
Why?
Because you don't want anyone to see the first time you do anything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but you went.
Yeah, and I went up too. That's why I went.
Oh, you went up too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't my place to tell you.
I'm finding all new things out right now.
Yeah, man. We're a fierce.
That was part of the deal. Like you can't just like. I didn't want anyone to see it until I did it first. Anyway, we jumped in together. So
yeah,
you know.
the first. We're the first comic duo. Is what.
Oh, you went up together?
No.
Imagine. We probably would have been better.
Yeah, we probably would have.
We're so opposite.
Yeah, it
Just
probably
trashing
would
each
kill.
other,
Yeah. No, it's.
I think if a third party were to look at the two, I think by crowd reaction I did better the first time, and Joe did better the second time.
Yeah, and then I even.
But that's crowd reaction, so that doesn't really.
And then I went a
gauge.
third time. I even went a third time after that. It probably went. Oh, I'm sorry. I was definitely more comfortable on stage, and it was a different crowd, but they were pretty receptive. And it was probably because I was more comfortable. And
it's safe to say that the problem we both had was comfort level.
Yeah.
Like that, you can see it in the video. It was all comfort level.
And the thing is, it's for me. It's like I'm not. It's not that I'm uncomfortable. Well, yes, I am uncomfortable, but I'm not like scared of the people being there. I don't know how to take it. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to.
It's just learn. It's a learning.
Yeah,
process.
I'm totally
Timing
just trying to figure it all out.
It's hard to hear people laughing.
Yeah, I'm.
We got laughs every time we went up.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. It's my new hobby. You can come next Wednesday if you'd like.
Let me know.
He just did, I think.
Well, you meet exact dates and whatnot.
Every Wednesday.
It's every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bridgeport.
I've quit already.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But he has a legitimate reason.
Well, I mean, where is it? Far from your house?
It's close to here, but it wasn't that. It's just time. It's all time.
Yeah.
I was the third week. I was stressing about the preparation and like trying to write and and I was like, why am I doing this for something? Like, if I'm not having fun, why am I doing it?
Right.
So I stopped.
And
I might go back, but
in a total side note, we had an experience with it last week that was pretty intense. We went to the Kill Tony podcast and tried to get on stage.
you know what that is?
No.
It's a podcast. It's a live podcast where professional comedians host, and then there's amateur comedians who get up and get 1 minute, 60 seconds of comedy, and then whether you fail or succeed, whatever happens, and they interview you. The professionals then interview that one person for 10, depending on how interesting you are, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, and towards the end, it got fucking raucous.
So like if let's say Joe becomes a stand-up comedian and is doing it, and you go with him to that podcast, you can put your name in too and just get up there for a minute and not be funny or be funny, or it's always funny if they're not funny, you know?
Right.
Because then there's professional comedians tearing their heads off, you know?
And like sometimes they're like, wow, you're really good, you should keep going, or here's some pointers.
Yeah.
Right. Or you should just never do this again.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
More
are you
often.
really trying to do this? You know, because you should fucking stop. They called a not even fat chick fat. Like,
But like we put our names in, and like it was real nerve-wracking. At the open mic, you know where you're going. Like there's a list of
Yeah,
people.
you get a
you're
list,
the third,
yeah.
you're the fifth, you're the 17th, whatever. You know, like, okay, after this person, I'm next. But at the podcast, they're just pulling names out of a bucket, and they're like, Steve, and you got to run up there and like do your minute. Like there's no prepper. You know,
Right.
like it's like
So
it's really stressful.
So when every interview was winding down, like we would settle in and kind of relax and laugh.
you got a few
and
minutes
shit.
while
yeah,
they're-
yeah, because they.
they're not going to call a name in the middle of somebody else going.
Right.
So then you see them like this interview dying, and our stress level would rise.
Yeah, you could. I would just go
and like
trying to like bring my heart rate down a little.
we had our wives there, you know, and I mean, my wife for sure was just as stressed as I. She saw it in my face, you know.
But partially they were having a blast seeing us squirm.
It's not often that. Yeah.
But then like something major happened, and like there's a drummer with them, and he was like naked, and like I'm like, there's no way you can follow this.
Yeah, the show turned.
Like, how do you
towards
follow
the end,
this
the
insanity?
Show, yeah, it went insane, and then they just started giving quick 60 seconds. The interviews, there were no interviews.
Not even 60 seconds.
Yeah.
The whole crowd was booing people off the stage after like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be one more person, and they booed him off the stage in like 10 seconds. So then the whole place is chanting one more. So I look at him like, how do you go up now? Like, you're not going to, even if you're fucking Chris Rock, you can't walk up there right now and get this crowd. Like, what do you do?
Like, in the beginning, I was confident. I was like, I think I can get some laughs here. Yeah, there's 300 people. I'm like, I think I can get some laughs. Towards the end, I was like, if they call my name, I'm just not fucking going.
Yeah.
Like,
Right before the end, I looked at my wife and I looked at Joe and I go, if they call my name, don't even look at me because I'm not going up there, and don't make it awkward for me. And my wife was like, okay. And then Joe goes, if they call your name, you want me to go? I go, it's all you. I go, but don't you dare tell them you're not me. And then they're going to call me out. I'm like, don't you dare. And they just kept going.
So at one point, I was going to go for either one of us. Then
it kept going.
It kept going, and it got way more intense and intimidating. And I was like, fuck this.
Then we were like,
out.
Joe kept trying to get me to leave. He's like, let's just leave right now. And I'm like, I'm not standing up and walking out.
Oh, I was ready just to run for it.
It was bad. It got real stressful at the end.
Agreed.
It also, I didn't expect it to be funny going in. I thought it was just like, maybe we'll get on. And then it was actually really funny.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
at
At one point, I was nearly in tears.
It was a good time. It made me almost think about going to the next one,
Agreed.
the Poughkeepsie one.
I had, if Poughkeepsie was probably a little closer, I'd be interested. I had 2 beers, in fact. I probably would have drank more if they kept putting it
I
in
told
front of
him,
me.
I go, if they call you up now, the only thing you can do is take your clothes off, because how do you top that guy being naked playing drums? Like, what? There's nothing. You got to take your clothes off.
And that was like when I was thinking about like what my material was going to be, you know. I had to tell like one of my dirtier, filthier stories just based on the crowd there, you know. I was going to go, you know.
It was wild.
So yeah, but regardless, stand-up comedy. That's another. We could add it to our repertoire here of what we do with the Gold-Blooded Entertainment.
I respect
capital
that.
of the
I don't think I could get up there and do that,
entertainment
even if it was
capital.
only for like a minute.
You think 3 minutes? You said that's
3
it?
minutes, that's got to feel like
Come
a
on.
millennium.
I'll show you the video.
The first time I went, I missed my first punchline. Like I was like so busy trying to remember everything that I missed the sentence, and it was like the sentence that like would swing me into the next part, and I just went right over it and kept going, and all of a sudden I was like, wait, I forgot something. I got real fucked up. I had to like look at my phone. It was bad, but I recovered and got some laughs the first time. Second time I did much better.
So in Bridgeport, do we want to keep going with this, or we want to get to the Niners?
We should probably get to that.
Okay, let's go. So come see us. Come see me live, you cunts.
As a group collective here, maybe not so much the people that are listening, but us in this room can rejoice that Odell Beckham Jr. is not a 49er.
I tell you though, it seems like it wasn't lack of effort, and it also seems like they may have left the door open.
I think that it came a lot closer than any of us even imagined. The fact that it was reported we were in on him last offseason, during the season this year, and again right now. I mean, that they wanted him bad. Like, they were willing to part with pick number 2, but the Giants just wanted more than that. They wanted 2 first-round picks, and because we only have the number 2 pick, which is an extremely valuable pick, we were trying to work out a trade with them where we moved back to 6, which is their pick, and they weren't willing to do that. They wanted 2 firsts for him. So what they did was they traded him to Cleveland, obviously. And what they got in return was, bear with me for a minute,
Bearing with
17th overall, a late 3rd rounder, and safety Jabril Peppers, who was a first rounder last year? 2 years ago. Either last year or 2 years ago. So there was their second first rounder.
I thought I read that they wanted our number 2 and we were not willing to give it no matter what.
I heard that we were willing to give number 2 as long as we got number 6 back. That's what I heard.
I mean, at this point, I don't believe anything I read anywhere.
Because
like one person will say, like his agent will say they were in, and then Lynch will say we weren't in.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't believe anything anymore. And every person that you hear from has an agenda. Mm-hmm. Like John Lynch is trying to build a football team that will win a championship. So he's gonna be careful about what he says, or he's gonna make the story what he wants it to be, because he's got to sell tickets to be able to afford players to be able to win championships and keep his job. And an agent, I don't believe anything an agent says, because their only thing is getting their guy more money so they get more money. And I would lie through my teeth if every dollar you got, I got 10 cents off of. Mm-hmm. I would lie about you I would tell everyone you're 7'4". Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Trying to get you more so I get more. So I just don't believe anyone. And even like, I believe it more when a person stands there and says it. Like when Lynch has a press conference and says something, I believe it more, just because to really get up there and just bold-faced lie to a crowd is pretty ballsy. Mm-hmm. But almost everything you read is like a source within the team, and it's like, it's so fucking insane.
Well, he said they wanted number 2 bad.
Yeah. Like to me, it's just we didn't get him, and I'm happy. I don't know what happened.
Agreed.
Right. We could have been this close, or we could have never even tried. For all I know, I don't know, but I know we don't have him. Thank God.
The one thing to say is that they were going to give the number 2 and then somehow swap the 2 and the 6 and then still get him. That's not even believable.
There'd be more beyond that.
Okay,
but that would be the basis of it.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
But I think this proves
that was a ridiculous notion.
I mean, John Lynch has only had 3 off seasons, 2 regular seasons, and he has not been shy of calling teams about trading for players. And I mean, that story about he even asked if Tom Brady was available. Like, he is not shy at all. When they see somebody or something that they want, they try and acquire it. Yeah. And even it doesn't hurt to ask. And the fact that we were in talks with them last offseason and during the season and this offseason tells me that we were probably the front runners the whole time until we just didn't. What we had didn't match up with what they wanted, and what they wanted was more than we were willing to give. If we had like the 12th pick, maybe it would have gotten done. But because we had the number 2 pick, that's just way too much to give up for a wide receiver.
Or if it was one of the drafts 4 or 5 years ago where we had so many picks.
Yes.
We don't have.
Yeah, we don't have that many picks this year.
Wouldn't it be weird if in a few years the 49ers end up with Tom Brady and Jimmy Garoppolo?
That would never happen. No way.
I know, that'd be funny though.
But like I said, all that matters is we don't have him. And being that we live in the Northeast, we're surrounded by mostly Patriots and Giants fans. And find me a Giants fan that is pissed off that they got rid of him.
I know quite a few.
They're fucking ignorant because real Giants fans are not at all upset.
I've been trying to tell them for years. They just got blinders on.
Every Giants fan I know is like, see ya fucking later. And that doesn't happen with a person with that much talent unless they're a real asshole.
I am going to say it again, though. It's not bad to be a Cleveland fan.
No, this sounds like they're getting their shit together.
They got to be pumped over there.
And another wide receiver that we talked about last time ended up being traded.
Balls? I'm on strike. Just like Stop and Shop.
Yo, fuck those people. Straight up. Straight up. If you're listening and you're on strike for Stop and Shop, go fuck yourself.
Wait, do you know what about it?
I know that I tried to go to a fucking bank that happens to be in a Stop and Shop today and got treated like I was a piece of shit for going to the bank because they're ignorant fucking morons standing in the middle of a fucking road instead of picketing like a fucking human being. That's what I know.
Okay, fair enough.
They're fucking lowlifes. They're fucking protesting an old man going to get his prescriptions.
Are the pharmacies even open?
Yeah, they left most of the stores are open too, like to Stop. Nobody was shopping there. Yeah. And I didn't either.
Yeah.
You fucking pieces of shit.
I know.
I had to go to the fucking bank.
I haven't been either. I've been trying to stand in, and I go to Stop and Shop probably twice a day. Fucking no lie. I love Stop and Shop.
Oh, I was so irate.
They're so fucking expensive.
I specifically didn't buy anything because I wanted to have just my bank receipt so that when they got in front of my car on the way down the hill, I could get in a fucking fist fight with them over. But there was a cop there when I came down.
So I saw,
ignorant.
I saw like a anti-abortionist pulling in to protest with him, and I U-turned because I was going to go all anti-abort or whatever, anti-asshole on him, but that didn't work out. All right, so Jimmy Garoppolo's knee's looking hot, yeah.
So we hear. I mean, I guess he's on track to be
full off-season.
Yeah, full
MVP,
off-season participant.
I think is what the word you were looking for.
Yes.
I know you stumbled on your
exactly.
words. I think MVP is what you were looking for.
That is what I was looking for. But right now what I'm looking for is reactions to
I heard he beat a horse in a race.
Complete and total mess that Antonio Brown is.
He's with the Raiders? No. Where did he sign?
God, I am glad we didn't go after him.
Where is he?
He got traded to Oakland for a 3rd and 5th round pick. They then restructured his contract to make him yet again the highest paid wide receiver.
How great is that? The Raiders are so fucked.
And
everyone keeps saying that how they traded Cooper. Then they fucking traded
Mac.
Like why did you take the guy that's younger?
Right.
And basically trade him in for a guy that's older.
Right.
Like, I'm not understanding the math here. But what they don't realize is that they changed GMs in between there. This is Mayock now. Mayock wasn't there when they got rid of Cooper. Mayock came in this offseason.
Yeah, so he's got to do something.
Which is so great that he came in and just went and got... Oh, I love it.
The biggest cancer
you
can get.
I still don't believe that Mayock has any pull there whatsoever.
Oh, I think he... absolutely does.
I think he's just he's Gruden's fall guy, so that way when this doesn't go well, even though Gruden called all the shots, he gets to fire somebody else and point the finger.
He needs a big name. He needs a scapegoat for sure.
Definitely needs a scapegoat.
Because he knows it's going to be an abortion
what
issue.
What a fucking dumpster fire that place is.
Yeah.
Lynch,
and I literally can't wait for Cleveland to fall apart too, because that'll happen.
When somebody asked Lynch, I think it was on the radio or something about Antonio Brown, he was like, yeah, we looked at him for a minute, and then we decided that that's not really what we wanted for our team. I think it was like that's what it was word for word.
Yeah, it was pretty dirty.
I mean, he tarnished any chance he had of landing with us just from his nonstop social media circus.
Insanity.
From the time he went AWOL on the Steelers in Week 17 and showed up for the game and didn't play until when he got traded, he was just a complete and total disaster.
He did work the fucking NFL though.
He did.
He
did.
fucking
But
worked.
I
them.
don't think it was calculated. I think it was just
Insanity.
Insanity,
Either way,
and
he
it
worked
worked.
them. He got a raise. He got out of Pittsburgh.
It was insane dumb luck is what it was.
It's always so strange to me too. Like another thing where how you don't believe anyone. Like people, there's so many rumblings about Pittsburgh, and then somebody else will go the opposite and say everything's fine. Like who was it last week said Roethlisberger's a racist,
Mendenhall.
and then somebody else on the team said the opposite and like stuck up for him. It's
Yeah.
like, man, what a shit show.
Yeah.
He's out raping people.
He called out Juju. He's really pissed off that Juju won team MVP for the season, and then he called him out for that fumble in the Saints game.
And then Juju called him out.
Yeah, he was like, dude, like I've shown you nothing but love and respect since, like, what the hell, man? And then Antonio Brown posted a picture, a screenshot of Juju from when he was in college, reaching out to him and asking and telling him how much he appreciates him and asking him for any pointers, help him out with his game. And I don't know why.
He's crazy.
Like, he's just making himself look bad.
No, he's really actually crazy.
Like,
His whack attack.
I think it's going to come out years from now that he has some sort of condition from being hit in the head or something, because I don't know what the hell's going on with him.
He's just a tool.
Like, he was never like that.
He's just
3 years ago.
he's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But I mean, as we sit here today, I think you'll have a hard time finding a Niner fan that wishes, because when it went down, the outroar of 49ers fans, like a 3rd and 5th round pick, we couldn't swing that and blah blah blah. And now here we are 2 months later. I don't think you'll find a single fan that wishes that we went through with that.
Fuck no.
Later, papi.
So we could get into the free agent acquisitions, starting at the top. Linebacker Quan Alexander signed him to a 4-year, $54 million deal from Tampa Bay.
He'll probably play 2 of those years.
Maybe. Just a quick rundown of the contract. That's how most NFL contracts are, though. Like, rarely does a player make it into his final year without getting released or extended.
Yeah, I mean, if he's any good, their plan for him is to be our inside linebacker for 5 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Ideally. Their
Ideally.
plan is him and fucking Fast Freddy to
Steady Freddy.
tie down the inside for the rest of the...
Steady Freddy. Well,
That's their goal.
he is young.
He is young. Well, he's not even 25 yet. He's 24 years old.
Yeah, when they signed him, that's what they thought. They thought we've got 2 guys in the middle now for 5 to 7 years.
And I think I read, is he younger than Foster? I think he's... I don't know.
They're close. It was something like that.
But just a quick breakdown of his contract. There's very little dead cap throughout the duration of his deal, with every year structure making it, every year it gets easier and easier to get out of it, to get rid of him if he doesn't live up to it. So, I mean, the bottom line is that he's only going to stay here for 4 years if he plays up to his price tag. And his cap puts him at currently top 5 in the position. And what we're known for is the way we structure our contracts is that your salary doesn't guarantee each year until April 1st, which is 3 weeks after free agency. And I think that we're going to start seeing more and more teams doing this. We kind of originated this, where your guarantees don't kick in until after free agency to see what we got. And then if we didn't get what we wanted, then we'll keep you.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a very team-friendly structure. But just going back to his history, I mean, he tore his ACL in mid-October of last year, so we got another bad knee on the team. He was suspended 4 games in 2015 for violating the league's PED policy.
Oh, boy.
But his biggest attribute is his speed, and he has the ability to keep up with tight ends and running backs. And in 4 years, he forced 12 turnovers, which, I mean, we had 7 last year.
But we definitely need some help in that department.
He's definitely the Foster replacement. He fills the void that was left by Foster.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm fine with it. I wish Ruben was just a fucking decent human being and still on the team. But, I mean, it sucks that we have to pay this guy $54 million to be Reuben Foster when Reuben Foster was on a rookie fucking contract.
The problem with Reuben Foster is he doesn't think he did anything wrong.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
not
a
over.
problem.
That's not over yet.
Yeah.
Big time
That's
problem.
Alden Smith all over again.
Yeah, agreed.
No lesson learned.
I definitely think that he will live up to his contract if he stays healthy. He can play. That much is known. He knows how to play, and there's plenty of weeks where he will be the best defender on the field for us. Not every week, but there will be weeks where he's better than Buckner. He's better than Sherman. He's better than D Ford. So, I mean,
I'll take that.
He definitely has that ability. He's a legit NFL linebacker. I actually work with a current Buccaneers fan at the moment. He was bummed that he left. Getting on to probably the biggest acquisition over Quan Alexander, which is D Ford. And we traded a 2020 second-round pick to acquire him, which is amazing. The fact that we didn't have to get rid of this year's second, which is a high second. 2020 second is going to be a lot later than, 36 overall or something like that. Next year's second will probably be 45th overall.
Why did they trade him?
What do you mean, Steve? We're going to be the...
Well, yeah, I know. We're going to win the Super Bowl. So it's going to be much later than that. They didn't really have... They got rid of Houston. They didn't really have They're way more up against the cap than we are. But at the same time, there's that concerning factor that he is a former first-round pick from 4 years ago, and he didn't really have a legit first-round pedigree type season until last year. So it took him a long time to finally break out, and you always kind of worry about those guys in a contract year. Like, is that what we're going to get going forward, or did you just kick it up an extra notch because you're trying to get paid?
Yeah, it just worries me that a guy like Andy Reid saw it fit to let him go for next year's second round.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the only thing that scares me.
Definitely. I mean, it's definitely not...
You know, if they had drafted someone that broke out... Okay.
Yeah.
You know, like if he was good, but they drafted some guy that showed so much promise, they're like, well, we don't need two, and we're paying him, and this guy's on a rookie deal, then yeah, of course. But I just don't see a reason for them to trade him, so it scares me.
They also know that they're going to have to pay Pat Mahomes soon.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to...
Not this year, though. That's what's...
Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill hasn't gotten paid yet. Who knows what happens with him? I mean, he's going through his own shit right now. And a couple other guys. But just a look at his contract quick. It's a 5-year, $85 million deal. It's got an escalating cap hit, which his cap hit goes up every single year. It's not front-loaded like what we did with Jimmy. But the other side of that spectrum is that it's a de-escalating dead cap hit. So every year it gets easier to get rid of him if it doesn't work out. And similar but to less extreme than the Quan deal. But Ford will need to live up to his price tag to stay here for 4+ years. And his cap hit over the next 5 years ranges from 14 to 18 million per year. In comparison, that's a fucking bargain when you look at Khalil Mack and Von Miller. They're both well over $25 million per year cap hit. That's almost like quarterback money.
But they're also game changers.
Yeah, but D Ford last year was a game changer.
Wow. That was his first time doing that.
It was.
But he had some other stuff, too. He had an injury.
Yeah, he had...
The year that they thought he was going to break out, he had an injury.
Yes.
And then the next year, he broke out.
Yeah.
So, could go either way.
Let's see what happens, Papa.
Last season, he had 13 sacks and 7 forced fumbles.
Well,
the 49ers as a team, had 7 turnovers. He forced as many fumbles last year as we had turnovers as an entire unit.
We know.
And those numbers aren't... Those are different
it.
numbers.
What do you mean?
You can force 7 fumbles, and
and
other
not
team
recover
recovers
any
all 7.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's why we may have caused more fumbles than that and not gotten,
right.
You know. But it's still, it's very clear that we were like, we need new guys on defense. Go get anybody that actually causes turnovers.
Our best edge rusher last year was who?
Cassius Marsh.
He had 39 pressures last year. Do you know how many pressures D Ford had last year?
42.
Marsh had 39.
It was a joke, Steve. I've been doing stand-up. Maybe you didn't catch that.
I got it. 78. Double.
Exactly double.
Exactly double what Cassius Marsh had last year.
That's hot and sexy.
It's a lot of pressure.
Cassius Marsh also didn't get as much time as D.
If last year is
can D Ford do a kick like Cassius Marsh can?
I highly doubt it.
But now Cassius Marsh is doing those in Seattle.
You know?
Is he a tatted up white fella?
What, D Ford?
Yeah.
No, he's pretty black.
Well,
yeah.
I like him better than
my type of guy. He's my type of player.
I don't care that he doesn't do a spinning kick, whatever.
I don't need that.
I think that
this blow out a knee, actually.
Is a monumental acquisition because he makes everybody on the defense better. It is the quarterback of your defense. You get a legit quarterback on offense, it makes everybody better. You get a legit pass rusher on defense, it makes everyone better. This is the guy that we've been missing over the past, since Aldon Smith ran off the rails.
D Ford, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So does that mean we're not going to get Bosa? I know.
Oh, no. I think that they're still going to go defensive linemen in the first round in one way or another, whether it's Bosa, whether it's Quinnen Williams, whether it's Josh Allen.
I was told that they're going to trade it, get more picks.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe,
but they're still gonna
but
get
there's so many.
Wherever they move down to,
They're
they're going
gonna
to get
take-
a pass rusher
yes.
at that spot.
Yeah. Wherever
just
they
may not
trade
be at
down
number
to.
two.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because this is a great year for pass rusher in the draft.
I think
Giddy up, sweethearts.
that's part of the signing D Ford is now at number 2.
You're not pigeonholed.
If you get the best pass rusher in the draft, he's with D Ford and you're just a wrecking force.
Yes.
And if you don't, you've still got D Ford and a good pass rusher.
Yeah, and
so
then
it opens up.
You got Buckner and Solomon Thomas in the middle.
Yeah, it takes all the stress out of trading down if you want to.
But getting into D Ford's game, he's got a really quick get off. He's got violent hands around the edge, and
Gets
his
off quick.
pursuit of the
Those
quarterback
hands.
is absolutely relentless.
Those hands get
How
off.
quick does he get off? Steve?
Relentless.
He gets off pretty fucking quick.
He gets off with relentless fury.
But
Faster than Cassius Marsh?
double.
Wow.
Well, half.
Half.
Gets off half. It takes him half as long to get off.
But his knack for knocking the ball out of the quarterback's hands is
kick me to my face.
definitely, like, that's just what he looks for. He doesn't go for the sack. He goes for the strip first, and then I'll go for the sack. But like we already talked about, I mean,
Strip first.
He
then the
raped,
sack.
he raped strippers is what you're telling me?
no,
he strips
that would make
first.
for an
He's a-
interesting story.
he's
He strips first, then he goes for the sack, Joe.
He's
Get
a
it
raper.
right.
He's a raper.
So we obviously did have to pay him, but the gamble that we dished out, which was a 2020 second, that's well worth it to me.
By putting it off a year or two, you'll forget about it. By then, we won't remember that that's where it went.
Yeah, exactly.
Like by 2020, when we don't have a second round pick at that spot, we won't go, oh, fucking D Ford. It's just gone.
Well, that's what
it's
happened
just gone
with Jimmy G. We
Yeah.
gave a second for Jimmy
Yeah,
G. And
we don't even think about it.
Yeah, you didn't
It's
even
gone.
think about it. Next acquisition was cornerback Jason Verrett. We signed him to a 1-year deal, $3.6 million, with only a 1.5 cap hit, and he is a former first rounder, former Pro Bowler, is making about as much money as a special teamer at the moment. The reason why he's making about as much money as a special teamer is he's only played 25 games over the last 4 years. That's like in the Chargers, including playoff games. I think it was like 70 games. He's only played 25 of them, so like like less than half. But he's actually one of the guys we talked about on the last episode before free agency, and coming in, he's only 5'10", 176. He doesn't fit the cornerback mold that Robert Salah looks for, but he's an extremely quick twitch athlete who can cover the shiftiest wide receivers in the league. A lot of clips floated around from his Pro Bowl year of when he was matched up against Antonio Brown, and he kind of made Antonio Brown his bitch that day.
I think the way they see it is they spent that much money to see what everybody else on the team has as well.
Yes.
Kind of let them know, like, you're not pulling your weight. We had to go get somebody.
Yeah. I like the
Or
fact...
if he comes out and he's great, then we win, you know?
I like the fact that we went against the grain. He's not 6'2" with this massive wingspan. He's 5'10", 176 pounds.
Scrapper.
Well, we have that in the other dicks.
Well, we have that because that's what they look for.
Right. No, I know.
I'm glad that they were like, well, he might not fit the type that we look for, but he's potentially so good that we cannot not take a look at him.
Yeah, he's scrappy.
So, I mean, I don't think anybody
Scrappy
was too
dude.
upset about that acquisition. I was happy to get a look at him for a year, and then we get first dibs on re-signing him if he has a good year.
Giddy up.
Next acquisition was running back Tevin Coleman. Signed him
32.
to a 2-year, $8.5 million deal. 0 dead cap in year 2, so this might only be a 1-year rental. His cap hit goes up to $5 million in the second year, so he'll need to make a very strong impression this year if he wants to hang around for the second year.
I think my guess is that all those running backs, every single running back on the roster has a chance to be here next year.
Yes.
And has a chance to be here this year, and it's all what they do.
I was surprised by the signing for multiple reasons. I didn't think that we needed a running back, especially a free agent running back. If you're going to go after one, take one in the 5th round, 6th round. But because that's usually what Kyle and his father have done for years, is find that undrafted running back and turn him into a starter, which is what he's already done with Matt Breida. So I was surprised, and not only that, I'm surprised that we paid McKinnon so much money last year, and then we doubled down on running back again this year by paying Tevin Coleman.
That actually excites me because that means that Shanahan really wanted Coleman.
Yes.
Because we don't need him, and we still paid him.
I think that this signing signifies just how big of a deal losing McKinnon was last year for Shanahan. And don't get me wrong, Breida did phenomenal last year, but him and McKinnon are very different players.
Didn't even Lynch come out and say, or somebody said it? It was either Lynch or Shanahan was like, "Did you see what happened to us last year?" Where I don't plan on that happening.
Yes,
something like that.
This is him saying what happened last year will never happen again, because
it's wild.
When he only had Matt Breida, you're pretty much as a coach fighting a fight with one arm tied behind your back.
And who was the other one we kept too? We got Raheem Mostert.
We re-signed Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson. He was good at the end of the year.
Yeah. So
Johnny Wilson.
Tevin Coleman, I've never been a big fan of him myself.
He's an R&B singer, right?
I think he's a below-average runner between the tackles, but what stands out about him is his top-end speed when you get him in space. When he breaks into the open field, there ain't nobody catching him at the 5-yard line.
Toast.
He's gone. And
he's a top.
He does have skills as a pass catcher, more so than Matt Breida does. So if McKinnon isn't ready, we have somebody that can play McKinnon's role, is basically what it boils down to, without changing the offense.
How about that?
Giddy up, piss boy.
Next acquisition was Jordan Matthews. Signed him to a 1-year, $1.8 million deal. Former second-round standout with the Philadelphia Eagles. Jerry Rice's cousin, which I had no idea about.
Oh.
And I think that he's a bigger body receiver, and he brings some parity to a smaller wide receiver room. We got Dante Pettis. He's not the biggest guy.
Can I say something?
Trent Taylor. We got Marquise Goodwin, all smaller guys. So this guy is 6'3". He's 215. He definitely adds some strength to the room. Go ahead.
What size jock does he wear?
I don't know. Didn't get that far.
Big cock. He was given the number by Trent Taylor. Number 81,
yeah, that's right.
And now Mr. Trent Taylor is Mr. Crabtree.
15?
I believe so.
Yep. How do you feel about that? A white wide receiver wearing Crabtree's number.
What are you going to do?
Oh, yeah. Can we go back to Jason Verrett for a minute? I've never seen such a fucking dilemma about a player choosing a number.
Who's he? What's his deal?
The cornerback. He wanted 21. No, you can't have 21. That's Frank's number.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
He wanted
Kick
20.
rocks.
He wanted 22. No, you can't have 22. That's Matt Breida's number.
So
I think he finally settled on 34, but this was like weeks of him deciding. It's like, dude, you've played like 0 games in 3 years.
Should have released him. How funny would that have been? Here's a better idea. Go find a job, asshole.
He publicly said he wanted 21.
I don't know if he publicly said it, but
somebody should slap his mouth.
Yeah.
I would slap his mouth with my dick if I had the opportunity.
You know what they should have done? They should have just let him take it and just get trashed by the fucking fans and everyone else in the fucking universe.
That would be bad. I'd burn him.
Back to Jordan Matthews.
Burn him alive.
He's definitely fallen off. I don't know what happened to him after his rookie year. His rookie year, he had 872 yards and 8 touchdowns in 2014.
Shit the bed after that.
And then his career just went downhill.
Carson Wentz doesn't like him.
Maybe.
Racist.
Big Dick Nick either.
But he got traded to Buffalo. He did jack shit there, which nobody does jack shit in Buffalo. And then he went to the Patriots. He got hurt. And then went back to the Eagles. And he contributed last year. He had a touchdown one of their playoff games. He's a veteran who has experience. So and he's a bigger wide receiver. He adds some different dimensions to the room. So
well, hopefully we take one in the second round as well.
Yeah. The fan favorite, Jimmy Ward, re-signs a 1-year, $4.5 million deal. This guy just keeps hanging around.
Everybody's mad about it, but he's a guy that can play every position in the in the secondary. So why not? And play it at a level where you can compete.
Yeah.
So I mean, just for that alone, just the fact that he's a utility defensive back.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't start, but you can have one backup that covers 4 positions, that's worth everything.
Yeah.
Does he get burned often? Am I?
Not really.
He's never been lights out, but he's never been a liability either. I mean, he has off games and good games, but he's never been on the field long enough, consistently enough to know what he really is.
Yeah, and
every time he might get
year,
into a stride, he's out for 2 games or 4 games or.
Well, it's 4 years, 4 broken bones.
Yeah,
That's a broken bone has ended a season every single year.
Well, we got a new trainer. It's their fault.
Exactly.
Everything will be fine.
Hopefully we get that ironed out.
But his best year was Chip Kelly year, 2016. He was a nickel corner. He went from
Nickelback for those of you keeping score at home.
That's right. Best band ever.
But
This side of the Mississippi.
they like him at corner. Or no, they had him at safety last year. See, I can't even fucking keep track of it. He's all over the fucking place. I don't know. Maybe this will be the year that he finally breaks out, and if he does break out and get paid, I imagine. Let's say he has this phenomenal year. I think he's the kind of guy where we say goodbye to because we don't see that happening again.
Yeah,
you know
somebody
what I mean?
else pays him way.
Yeah,
over.
somebody else
like us
pay him.
paying Quan.
Or D Ford.
Yeah, both Quan Alexander and D Ford.
Yeah.
They're both going to eat shit.
Their own teams are like, yeah, thanks for 25 games in 4 years. Go fucking do it for somebody else. And they might lose, but they're not willing to take the risk.
Getting down to the rundown here, the smaller names. Safety Anton Exum, journeyman safety. He seems to get starter snaps with us every single year because our starters can't fucking stay healthy to save their lives. Every single week you see Anton Exum out there, and it's because Tart's banged up. It's because Adrian Colbert's out. It's because Jimmy Ward broke his leg again. So it's a guy that has experience in our system.
Jimmy from the vet.
We already discussed it, but running back Raheem Mostert, special team stud, and he was having a breakout stretch as a runner before breaking his arm against the Raiders. Remember that? They showed it like 3 times. Mm-hmm. We signed linebacker David Mayo, and that was pretty much Brock Hoyle's replacement, who retired only days after being...
Wait, Mayo?
Mayo, that's his last name.
Wasn't he with the Patriots?
Nope. You're thinking of, I know who you're thinking of. I don't know his name.
Okay.
Different Mayo.
Okay.
This is a much lesser known Mayo, a Mayo that you're only going to see on special teams.
Yeah, that was a guy that you could see jerseys of. This guy will not have jerseys.
Yes. This guy won't have, maybe his mom.
Okay.
Speaking of that, I was talking to somebody today about the Masters. I was like, imagine being one of the top golfers in the world, and the only people that want you to beat Tiger Woods right now is your mom.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Oh, my racist...
And probably his ex.
No, my racist...
And maybe like 2 or 3 groupies.
My racist cousin was rooting for anybody but Tiger Woods.
But they're few and far between. Yeah. Everybody wants
There's probably
Tiger
also
to win.
some people that think he did fucked up shit to his wife. Some real
Sure.
fucking-
As soon as Tiger won, my cousin texts me and he goes, yeah, he could thank steroids for that win. Come on. I've never heard that accusation against Tiger Woods. You know what I mean? Well, whatever. Fuck.
No, but he probably is on Viagra, and that's definitely performance enhancing as well. Increases the blood flow.
Get it going. All right, we got anything else?
We do.
What else?
We got defensive end Demontre Moore,
Oh my God.
AAF player.
Most important one, Joe.
Oh, that's right. He had the most sacks in the AAF, Rob.
Second most. He had 7 sacks in 8 games.
Jesus Christ.
Don't know nothing about him except for that.
Tickle me.
What,
pink.
having the most sacks in the AAF is like winning the Special Olympics.
Yeah, pretty
Probably.
much.
We re-signed linebacker Mark Ziocha, who's just pretty much a special teamer. My favorite one. We extended long snapper Kyle Nelson for 4 more years.
Even among his PED.
Yeah, doesn't he say?
10-game
failures.
PED suspension, and he still has 6 games remaining on the suspension. And we extended
That's
him
how
for
good
4
he
years.
is at long snapping.
That's how fucking good he is.
That's how good he is at long snapping.
He's probably just home chilling on the PEDs right
no
now.
way. He's practicing those long snaps. That's why he got re-signed. Dedicated.
Probably.
We ended up losing Joe's guy, Bradley Pinion,
Thank God.
to the Bucks. He
Now-
signed a 4-year deal with the
Are
Bucks.
you ready to admit that that was a bad draft pick yet?
Yes, I am.
Fucking thank God, huh?
When we took him in the 5th round, I said something to the
Yeah.
effect of, we won't have to worry about that position for another 10
Yeah.
years.
And you continued to
Who
stick up for
who
that
took
asshole.
it? Who was the GM?
Bulky.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't have been more wrong. And even the 4 years that we did get from Pinion
We're terrible.
were pretty much terrible.
Do you know how many kids in San Francisco got molested in the past 4 years? So many. I'm saying it. Dude's a fucking creep.
Rest in peace, Bradley Pinion, and hello.
Who signed him?
The Bucks, 4-year deal.
Tampa Bay. Watch your children.
Punter Justin Vogel.
Is he black?
I don't know. Is he black?
No.
It's Scott Vogel's
No.
cousin.
Yeah, he's not black. He spent
backup
time.
for terror.
He was the primary punter for Green Bay in 2017, and then I think he spent time with Cleveland last year, but I couldn't find any stats on him, so I don't think he really did anything last year, unless he was a training camp body or whatnot. But
Well, that's great. Glad we have him. Anything's better than fucking Pinion. Fucking dude. You could go back. I was never really a fan.
no, I was the only one that stuck up for the pick.
Typical.
Well, because at the time we had fucking Andy Lee, who's still doing it
Yeah,
and doing it well.
yeah,
He should still be here.
Fucking insane. And in our division, he's doing it well.
yep.
For who? Cardinals?
Yeah.
Ugh. Of all teams.
Rest in peace.
That place is a fucking... With the Fitzgerald character, there's people dying over there.
Next up, offensive tackle. Tackle. Why did I say it like that?
Because you love dick.
Yes, Daniel Brunskill. He spent 2 years on Atlanta's
He
practice
sounds
squad,
like he might be getting shoe slung. Just
Before
from that name alone.
starting 8 games for the AAF.
Great. We won't see you.
And that is it for acquisitions. But just to some more news that came out during free agency, we reportedly offered cornerback Bradley Roby a 1-year deal, and he ultimately turned it down, along with turning down a 3-year deal from the Steelers to sign a 1-year, $10 million contract with the Texans.
No, good for him.
So he definitely wasn't getting the long-term money that he was looking for, so he just signed a he probably just went
He's hoping to have a good year again. And
and then hit the market again.
And
But
plus, there's probably no taxes.
we
in
definitely
Texas.
weren't offering, that too, and we weren't there's no way we were offering 1 year, $10 million to him. No way.
No way. So what do you want to call this episode and then start the next one?
Yeah? Is that time already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Poppy.
Perfect.
All right. So, hey, everybody, email us in if you'd like. It's the goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. Check out the Instagram, Gold Blooded Podcast, one word. Mike Kern does some things over there from time to time. Give us a break. It's the off season. If you come across some money, find our Patreon / Gold Blooded Podcast. Send us the ducats, Papa. All right. My bookie can go fuck themselves. And you could fuck off too. Because I should have won on Tiger today. Bye-bye.